Hello there, and welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We hope everyone's settled in and having a great day because we're about to have a blast. We've got some awesome guests on the panel tonight. You can find the links to their channels in the description below, so be sure to check them out and see what they're all about. I sure do hope that you've gone to the bathroom already, everybody, because the show is about to begin. Take it away, Flippin' Rook.
Shall we begin?
So it begins.
And now it begins.
So it begins.
And so it begins.
Shall we begin?
Shall I begin?
Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
It has begun. Welcome to Nerd Blast, one of two for the night. And tonight we're going to be taking a look at the Real Rob Boss's premiere with the new second half of their season, which I am also a part of. And I'd like to introduce Jay from Those Two Bald Guys. Jay, tell us about yourself.
Hello, I'm Jay, one of Those Two Bald Guys. We do have a YouTube channel, but it's not really active right now because we've been working on Rob Boss. So yeah, we got the Rob Boss thing going on, and the main channel, our channel, is going to come back. We're working on that right now, but all our efforts are going into Rob right now. So yeah, glad you're listening. Glad to be here.
Glad that you're coming on with the T2BG. What's been well, first of all, I wanted to introduce everyone to Fallon as well. Fallon, say hey.
Hey, I am Fallon. I usually run the 13th Hour, which most of my content lately has been on Twitch. I am also in the process of bringing up some new projects I have planned. One's more of a lore channel, but one channel I am excited that will be coming in next few months is I am resurrecting Fallon Reacts, which I used to deal with pop culture commentary, television and movie reviews, trailer reactions. But the change is when I do bring back Fallon Reacts is I'm going to be doing like reactions to TV and movies because the computer I'm trying to get is going to be much better. Going to be able to handle all that stuff because that's what Fallon Reacts was supposed to be about, me reacting to all this stuff. I may not be able to monetize it, but I wanted to do a reaction kind of channel. So that's in the works. I'm all over the place right now, and I'm about to get monetized on Twitch. We just have to get enough views.
Yep.
Well, that's awesome, though.
Views are important. Also, I wanted to remind everybody that Fallon is trying to get a refurbished MacBook. What kind of MacBook is it, and what's it
okay?
look like?
Well, it's an iMac. It's the desktop kind of version rather than like a laptop. It's an older version, but it's has a quad core. It's like for the system, which makes it easier to stream, record video, audio, whatever you may need for it. It's heavier duty, more or less.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're about $215 in, and right now I'm just trying to raise $400 because that will cover the entire thing.
That is going to be so awesome. A lot of you might not know this, but Fallon has been doing a lot of posting on the Fandom Collective Twitter. She's been helping us out quite a bit. And when we leave it to her, she just goes and goes and goes. It's quite a bit of posting, isn't it, Fallon?
Oh, yeah. But I have a really great system. I have a template on Notepad for it. I'll probably change up the template when I switch computers. And I have a great app that I can literally pull the thumbnail off without me having to screen cap and everything being blurred.
Oh, that's
so you may have noticed a different change in the quality of the graphics that have been popping up during the daytime hours when I'm taking care of it.
Right. And when you're posting, and when Penny Jet is posting or myself, I'm going to try to make an effort to put that up that someone, everyone would know who's posting at that time. Mm-hmm. You guys just out there, give her a thanks and some love and yeah, see if you can support her. She's been working really hard and we just can't appreciate her enough. So back to the Real Rob Boss, the The subject at hand tonight, my glasses keep sliding down. You can see I'm missing quite a bit of them. But so I wanted to go back just a little bit to where we conceived of this idea, and maybe people can hear it from your mind, because I could sit here and talk all night about it, but we're here to hear a little bit about it from you, Jay.
All right, then I'll try to do it justice. We had done, meaning Dez and me from T2PG and Flip, we had worked on a sketch, some sketch comedy together last year at some point when Glass came out, when Shyamalan's Glass movie came out. So we had done a kind of a parody sketch about that trilogy. And we just had a really good time working together. We did a script and everything. And, you know, being states apart from each other, we were still able to make it work. And we just had a really good experience, all of us. So I've been a Bob Ross fan my whole life, you know, since I was like 15 or something. And I just had this idea one day that wouldn't it be fun to do a parody of Bob Ross? And what if he wasn't this kind-hearted, you know, very calm, peaceful hippie? Inside, he was really having to work at that really hard. He had to push his demons down, you know. So I brought the idea to Flip, and then from there, the two of us just kind of hammered at it, and it just became its own thing. And it really went from my premise to something we've collaborated on 50-50. And it's just become like a golden goose in my eyes. I don't know if that's arrogant to say, but what I mean by that is, like, I just feel like we've really hit something here, and we're just having such a good time doing it that, of course, we want an audience, but even if there isn't one, I'm having a blast making these, and I just am really happy with what we've done. So that's my version of how it went down. I don't know. What say you, sir?
Well, I was actually wondering, because even though we talk all the time and we put these together and go through, you know, lots of creative processes, what drew you to using Bob Ross?
I don't know. Well, it was wanting to do something scripted, because I mean, we've got On the Couch on Those Two Bald Guys channel, where it's a 20-minute review show, and we haven't done it in a few months now because, like I said, we've been working on Rob here, because Dez is involved. He's not as heavily involved, but he's kind of on the outskirts and helps us out when we need him. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. What were we saying there, Flip?
Bob Ross. I always get the two.
Oh, right. So do I now. Yeah, I get Rob. I mix it up all the time now. Shoot, I lost my train of thought there. I apologize, but yeah, I forget. I'll have to go back and watch this and go, damn, I should have said that. I forgot where we were going. I apologize.
Yeah, but initially, I remember you had talked to me about making it sort of a like a show review, a movie review.
Oh, right.
And then it was about how do you present it in an entertaining way. What drew you to using Bob Ross's?
Gotcha. You know. Well, what I was going to say before was the initial thing was I wanted to do something scripted instead of off the cuff like the Couch Show was. So for some reason, it just popped in my head, you know, Bob Ross would be kind of ripe for parody. And then, like you said, how do we incorporate doing a review show that can be scripted, that's funny, that's maybe, you know, shorter than On the Couch? And it just kind of all fell into place. Just, I don't know what was going on in my head that day, but let's paint, let's paint a review on the canvas instead of just talking about it and showing clips or whatever. So I hope that answers the question, but that's what comes to mind.
Well, sure. I thought it was if you remember, you presented it to me, and I was just like, sorry, these things are just falling off. I'll just have to use them like the Monopoly guy or whatever. But yeah, so you brought it to me, and I thought, okay, it's a good way to promote or present a movie review, or even a TV show. And for me, we didn't know what to do with what Bob was doing, you know, or in this case, Rob Boss. And I think that's when I said, well, why don't we have a demon in the canvas? Does that sound about right?
I'm sure it is. Yeah, I can't confirm or dispute that. So I will go with whatever you say. Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened. Sure. Yeah, honestly. It was a great idea. I mean, having the demon actually appear in the canvas with the hellfire, and it kind of became like a a portal to hell in a way. I don't know exactly what it is. Yeah, because I mean, we mentioned that there's other people there. We even say in one of the episodes that Freddie Mercury and Jimi Hendrix are making music in the fire down there and stuff. So it appears to be a gateway to hell, but people's demons can kind of live in there. We haven't figured all of it out yet, but but there's a mythology that's building for sure. And it started with you going, yeah, let's put the demon in the canvas and have it be, as Demon would call it, the cursed canvas, because he never calls it the cursed canvas.
Very Dorian Gray.
Doreen Gray.
Yeah. He appeared to be immortal to all these people, but he had this painting he could not look upon. It showed him as he really was, his true age. And when he looked upon it, it killed him.
Didn't they have a version of him in that awful movie with Sean Connery, that comic book movie?
Okay, I like that movie. But
I like some of it. I like some of it. Most of it's awful, but some of it's actually pretty.
Yes,
pretty
that
fun.
was Dorian who had who once upon had a thing with Mina the vampire.
Okay. It seemed familiar.
I'm not familiar with that, but I'd like to look into that.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Thank you. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That's right.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I saw that, I think, opening day. I saw it in the theater. I know that for sure, but I think it was opening day. And it was a little disappointing, to say the least.
What's funny is one of the lead characters is Tom Sawyer.
Oh, right. Man, it's been forever since I've seen that.
It's been forever for me, but I love that movie. I'm remembering certain things.
Hey, I like the Van Helsing from a few years back, so I can't.
That was decent. I liked it.
Yeah, it's got good stuff, and then it's got some bad stuff too.
Oh
sure.
Yeah.
Anywho, sorry, I didn't mean to derail you guys there.
Oh, you're good.
Do you guys want to see a Rob Boss trailer?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm still eating some food, so I'm still not fully back in, but I wanted to cut in to see if you guys are ready for that. I'll put the trailer up for you. I'm burping. I'll burp a lot more. Gotta go back.
So he'll be right back.
All right. This should be just the show summary, basically. Yeah. Hi, I'm Rob Boss. Most people think of me as a peaceful, happy painter, but there's more to this old hippie than you may realize. Even the most positive folks have their struggles. I was keeping my cool by painting my favorite things, but one day it got a little crazy. I wasn't wearing my magical talisman, and without it, my demon inside was unleashed. Now that little rascal lives in the cursed canvas, where he joins me on the show, and you're most certainly welcome to paint along with us. If I clap for it, is that considered egotistical or arrogant? No. Is that okay if I clap for it?
You know what? Everybody always says, I get this question a lot. Should I like my own stuff? Should I follow my own stuff or share it? I'm like, yes, of course. You worked really hard on it. So, yes.
All right. I'll just, at the very least, I'm clapping for Demon. How's that? I'm clapping for Flip's portrayal of Demon. There we go.
All right. Thank you.
By the way, I did not in any way, shape, or form mean to say that you did not come up with the idea to put Demon in the canvas. I think that's kind of how I came across a minute ago. That was not my intention, by the way.
No, basically, I just make shit up and see if it sticks.
How much stuff is stuck to the ceiling?
Not a lot.
More than you'd think.
Popping in every now and again.
Yeah, now he's gone.
So I really want to say a lot of the work that Jay does on all this, it's extensive. It really, really is. There's so much editing, and I believe you've learned quite a bit of stuff, new tricks and all that along the way.
Yeah, I'm using Hit Film Express for anybody who's curious. And so there's a lot of good free effects in that, but there's also a lot of stuff that I'm just taking offline that's free, royalty-free stuff, and I'm manipulating it. And it's not just that. The Demon alone, not just editing, but just how Flip's got to put Demon on screen to even make it work so I can plug him in correctly to the footage to edit him. I mean, it's a lot of work on Flip's part too. So I don't want to, make sure we mention that for sure. But yeah, it's a ton of editing, and it's not just it's not just editing for footage, you know, like here's Rob and Demon, then here's the review and back and forth. I'm also trying to edit together, you know, banter. So sometimes, as most editors will tell you, the difference, especially in comedy, can be 1 or 2 frames. I mean, that small of it. You take out 1 frame and it can make a difference in the pause of the, you know, the punchline or whatever. So there's just a lot of work with that. But then on top of everything else that's kind of inherent there, for these next 4, these new episodes we're putting out here starting Friday, they're probably, I'm not exaggerating to say, the episode that has the most effects in it coming up probably has at least 10 times as many effect shots and things than we did in all 4 of the original episodes combined. So there's just all kinds of stuff going on. And I'll take one more breath to mention that episode 7. So we have 8 episodes. 8's going to be our finale, and it's going to be grand, let me tell you. But the episode before that, episode 7, is a musical. So we are doing a musical episode as well. So editing that together was a lot of work, but so much fun. Just so much fun putting that together, because we didn't know if we could do a musical. It was kind of like, okay, this sounds good. Let's see if it works.
Yeah.
And then once it got together, it was like, oh my gosh, it is. It's going to work. This is exciting. So anyway.
We took risks. For
Rob
sure.
Boss, it's gonna be a musical. He's got a devil in the paint. He talks to you.
Damn it, Flip! Why didn't we hire a rookie to help us write the songs? Damn it, we
He's
needed
got
him.
his paintbrush, and he is in no rush. He is gonna paint it on colors just like no others.
Hey-o! I love it. I love it.
He's in the next one.
All right. Well, yeah, if the musical goes over well with our viewership, then we're bringing in Rookie to help us write the next musical for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to give him some rhyming. That's all you need. Or you should do one where he's like still doing his, you know, all right, guys, we're going to be painting today, and that is all right. That is what I say. Get it into rhythm.
I'll tell you, you sound like you're kind of doing a bit of some rapping there, and I'll just say you may not be disappointed. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Either rap or mad screaming. I would expect for him, or he just does straight up just plain old classic la la la. He does Oprah or opera, whatever.
Oprah. Oh my god.
He's a songbird.
Yeah.
I did that breathing inward.
And then choke.
Doesn't work as easy that way. Nope.
He's not just your average painter. He can sing too. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, that was an experience. I gotta say, Jay wrote the songs. He sang the songs. It's pretty amazing, actually.
Well, thanks. They're also we are doing some music later that we're planning, like for season 2 here, that will have some sampled stuff. But actually the songs in the musical coming up are also recorded as well. So there's guitar and there's looped drums and things like that. But it's all, what I'm trying to say is it's not like we took royalty-free music and then wrote lyrics to it. I mean, we built the whole thing from scratch as far as the musical numbers. Yeah, so should be a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun doing it anyway.
That's awesome. Is it going to be a sing along?
Sort of.
Imagining the text. I'm imagining text on the screen with the bouncing ball.
Yeah.
You can do it with your friends, and it never ends. And you know the devil is with arms in arms with Rob, and they're singing. I can see total Sesame Street vibe comes to mind.
I'm thinking of Lamb Chop, the song that never ends. That song's definitely there.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, that's cool. You mentioned Sesame Street, and yes, there is the third and final musical number in the episode. The first 2 musical numbers are pretty short. I just want to be clear about that. They're like 2 lines, like skippity doo kind of stuff, and it's over. But the finale song though is a full blown song with the lyrics at the bottom, so you can sing along and all that. Yeah,
you need to have a mix of Sesame Street with Lil Wayne. I think that'd be good.
You know, it's interesting what's kind of happened over the show as the new episodes will come out. You'll see by the time we get to the end, there is some serious character development happening, especially with Demon. And it's really funny to watch because in the first couple episodes, he's really nasty. You know, Demon comes out and you almost don't like him, but he's still funny. So you do. But by the time we get to the end, there's some things coming up that really change how Demon views Rob and the world. And it's just, it ended up coming together really, really well. So I hope I hope that fulfills the need as well as far as what people are hoping for as we go along. We're trying to keep our thumb on that pulse, I guess, for our 50 viewers.
Keep in mind, I literally only helped conceive in the creative process of the story. Jay wrote every single line, every word, except he took input from myself on occasion, and Bert Kurtzner. Am I saying that right?
Kurtzer.
I would call him K-Log or Kerms.
Yeah, Kermit. Yeah.
He literally wrote some things too, but the overall story and the writing credit. So if you really like Demon, if you really like the way he turns out or how Rob turns out, you got to remember that. Yeah, Jay wrote that.
Okay, so y'all don't do any ad-libbing?
There's a tiny bit. I'd say more on Flip's part than mine. I'm not very good. Because he's good at it. He's good at it, and I'm not. I'm terrible at it. I don't do improv. I'm not an improv guy at all. I'm a scripted.
I totally did a commercial for Jay, you know, just with Demon, all on my own, and it was too lewd to use. So.
Oh my God.
I've got it somewhere.
Well, yeah. Well, sometimes it's too lewd. Sometimes it's not. That's another thing with how the tone has changed. And you brought up Sesame Street, and that's what triggered the thought. Actually, is we always started it out with a kind of a Hanna-Barbera vibe to it, but it really was let's do a Bob Ross parody first and foremost, and then the other stuff comes second. And as we went along, it's kind of changed. We've realized very quickly the best part of the show is Rob and Demon and what's happening with them. So the review part is really starting to take a back seat, and the tone of the show is changing as well because we're getting the characters down now. We know what we're doing. Just as a quick example, if you watch the first episode, I'm standing very still, like the whole time. Like I hardly move. I talk a lot more slowly. It's because I'm trying to channel Bob Ross. But as we get going, even by the second episode, I'm moving around more. It's more cartoony. It's more Sesame Street and Hanna-Barbera, but with a little edge. There's still innuendo. We still bleep some cuss words out for comedic effect and things. So we're not, Puritans or anything by any means. It's not for kids. The show is not for children. But yeah, I mean, it can get lewd. It just depends on what it is and whatever. But yeah, Flip's way better at the ad-libbing. I can't do it.
I'm bad at it. I tend to make it about fart jokes or turds or something. But as soon as I bring out the F word, he's like, yo, man, But
it's a good counter to like his character, though. I mean, when you do your your improv type of stuff, it's a good counter to what's going on right there.
Yeah,
so
it is.
It works for comedy.
Yeah,
agreed. Yeah, and we don't want to neuter Demon completely. He has to be nasty sometimes. So I don't want to imply that that's been removed from the show going forward. It absolutely has not. It's just that I'll say because I don't want to speak for Flip, but I'm very satisfied with the character arcs, especially Demon, by the time we get to episode 8, which airs on July 17th. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, episode 8. Ooh, that's the cursed number.
No, ours is going to be fantastic. I promise it will be fantastic.
Is it Ryan Johnson approved or?
No, it is not. He would hate every moment of it because it doesn't subvert any expectations. We're hopefully giving you what you want.
So when you pour a glass of wine pull wine into a glass, it goes into the glass and not in your face or something. No?
Right. Exactly.
It goes there. What's funny? Just thinking about the stuff that you guys do on it. I mean, you could have a lot of new stuff brought in just on the concept alone of Bob Ross.
Oh yeah.
Like in my head, if it was like, okay, make a skit show about Bob Ross, I'd be like, okay, the colors are going to have their own personalities. Those guys are going to have, well, like red and blue are going to talk to him whenever he tries to use them or something. It's like, he's like, I'm going to put some blue in the sky here. And, he's like, hey, don't put me up these fat ass clouds or something. And then it's like, why are you so blue today? I don't know about that, man. They're all going to have different attitudes or something. Trees are like, hey, make me bigger than the one next to me, man. No, you don't my thighs.
I like it. I like it.
It's like you could have. What's funny? I'm thinking with your Rob Boss thing, you could almost intertwine that with a review in a way. Is the way I see it. It's like he's in the background doing his painting, and then somebody else reviewing something, and cut back to Rob or something, and he's like doing something. I don't know. Just an idea.
Yeah.
Throwing out there.
Oh, go ahead, Flip. Go ahead.
I said it's kind of like that, and if you got trees talking, that would involve some sort of like a magic mushroom or something like that. I don't know.
He always sniffs his lucky handkerchief, and he never knew that was cased and doused in drugs, and that hallucinations have helped him with his creativity. It's why he's such a good artist.
Well, then you got to have some unicorns just pass by while he's doing his painting.
Wait, unicorn?
We actually have a unicorn.
Some unicorns pass by while he's doing his painting.
Now, the unicorns would be passing by riding like a dog or something, and the dog's the horse, and the unicorn's a person, but it's a humanoid one or something. You gotta make it trippy as hell, and then the unicorn pulls up a canvas next to Bob and starts drawing as well.
I'm having Beatles' Yellow Submarine cartoon flashbacks here all of a sudden.
His fingers instead of hooks. It's like really weird. You're like, what the?
Well, we actually did have a unicorn in one of the Rob Boss promos last year, Fallon. So that's kind of funny you say that. Yeah, it's called what did we call it? A bird and a something and a unicorn or something like that. But anyway, there's birds that fly by, and there's this unicorn that comes running around by Rob and stuff. It's pretty ridiculous. I just think it's funny that you mentioned the unicorn.
It's almost as if they are reading our minds.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't want to say too much, but when Rookie was talking about the different colors having personalities, I'm like, that's kind of touching on an idea we are talking about right now. So it's kind of interesting.
He gets some green on his arm, and it starts talking to him on his arm. It's like, hey, what you doing? Get off me now.
I like that. That's good.
Should have been in the creative process the whole time.
Coming up with too many. I'd make it too complicated. I'd come up with so many different ideas. You can't with my brain. It's always going.
Well, we throw out everything in the sink, when we're doing the brainstorming. I mean, there's lots of ideas that don't make it, but I mean, I do want to correct you though, Flip, because you're being too modest earlier. You said I wrote every word of the script. That isn't true. I write the scripts, probably about 90% of it, and then I present it to Flip, and then Des sees them, and then Bert looks at them. And there's been times that Flip has helped me rewrite a whole scene or whatever. Or actually, speaking of mushrooms, our little shortcut to mushrooms promo we did, that is for sure a 50-50 written by Flip and myself. So I wouldn't say I wrote every word. I don't think that's true. I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit there, honestly.
Well,
but
thank you.
You're welcome. And we do come up with the story, though, 50-50 for sure. We both have to be happy with the story. We both, agree on what is in each episode. And then it's like, okay, now go write it, Jake. That kind of thing. I'm done. Come back to me after all the work's done. Thanks, buddy.
Okay, now that we're done brainstorming, you do it, Bob. You're the man.
Exactly. Nice. Very good. Okay.
Well, one of the things we were going to address, just for fun, before we do another clip, I think you've got one more. We're going to talk about the idea of if you had a 15-minute short film with a budget. This was Rookie's idea, actually, and you wanted to do some kind of short story. What would you make it about? What would you try to do?
And pretending that you have the resources to be able to do it, like $50,000 or something. You're able to make a 15-minute short film.
Yes.
Well, I'm not trying to pass the buck. I just feel like I've been talking a lot, so I think Fallon should go first.
That's a good idea.
Oh, I have no idea because I'm not that
That's
creative.
it. She's like, I get a better computer.
I get a better
I can
computer. Yeah,
get some games, and that's what I'm assuming she'd use for that. And yeah, get a cool gaming setup.
Oh my gosh, I'm not
computer, all
sure
that.
what kind of project I would do an original one because too many reboots.
Yes.
Mhm.
Too many.
Too many. It's like I would have to think about that because right now I don't think I've written anything original in a long time. So
Well, you're hanging around the right crowd because we always come up with ideas all the time. So the more you like with this rant we just did a second ago with all our random ideas here and stuff and whatnot. Yeah, it's
Well, I'll go first then. I would do. This will give you guys just a moment to kind of think a little bit.
Yeah, there we go.
Don't distract you with this.
mhm.
This would be a short film about a black lesbian midget who has been charged with having to put together a crew to go to Mars because they would weigh less.
Oh no, he cut out.
he cut out.
Oh, he cut out right as he's telling us the story. No.
That's like drum roll, please,
No.
and then nothing.
He's frozen.
Yeah, he's
No.
frozen.
Well,
I wonder.
until-
I wonder if he knows he's frozen yet.
I hope he realizes because that would suck. Yeah, Flip, you're frozen. Maybe come out and then come back in or
Yeah.
something. That usually fixes it with the internet or something. He's probably just rebooting or something. But until Flip gets back, I guess I'll take it over from there for a sec. So the main film that I'd like to do is called The Hefty Hero. And, I want to make this like a full-on movie someday. That's like the ultimate goal there. And, at first I thought it would star Jason Momoa, but, I don't know who I'd cast otherwise yet. But I'd look for somebody different now. But he'd start out as an ancient werewolf, like over 1,000 years old in Galia or something. He's a werewolf warrior. And then cut to the present, and he's a fat ass just sitting on his couch playing video games and eating chips, soda, beer, all that stuff. And then, but he's not. He's chilling. He's got longevity. He's gonna live for a long time. And he's been fighting and had to do all the stuff for his whole life. So he's chilling in the modern day. Why wouldn't you? And then some stuff starts happening again. Older enemies start cutting their way into his life, and he's not strong enough to beat them now because he's fat as hell. Like he's still got some skills from the past, but he's he can't enact all of it. And when he turns into a werewolf, he's got a beard gut when he's a werewolf as well. So it's
I'm having Thor flashes there. Yeah.
I thought of this before Thor. I thought of this
No, that's
before
great.
Cat.
I love it.
Yes, like 3 or 4 years ago, I thought of this, man. It's like, oh man. But so kind of like that, and there'd be the ultimate thing would lead up to aliens later. But keeping it small and simple at the beginning, but something like that. To do 15 minutes, I'd tell that story pretty much because it's a pretty short one. It starts out in the past, and then you cut to the present, and then some stuff gets messed up there. Even telling y'all now, I mean, he'd lose his first fight, like that you see in this. It's like,
That's required.
So it's like, oh shit! Like, but he gets not just how he lost, like he gets his ass kicked big time, beaten to a pulp.
I hate when that happens.
Yep. I hope that Flip's able to come back in here with that. I want to hear the rest of that midget story. I want to hear that midget story now. You had me hooked. Okay. Now he's back. Okay, good.
All right,
it's like you're like, okay, and then they go,
Right. I'm about
And I
to
was
tell
like,
you this
no.
amazing thing, and I know you all want to hear it. And here we go. I'm going to tell you right about. Cut. Yeah.
My
It's
daughter,
true.
her TV got disconnected from the internet, so she decided to reset the router.
Ha.
Oh.
right in the middle of story time. Yep.
No big deal. I just wish she told me beforehand, but yeah.
That's all right. So you get the midget. What was the traits of the midget? A midget, black, lesbian, what?
A black lesbian midget. Yes.
Okay.
So I cover a lot of the diversity agenda right there.
Yep.
It's a touching story of how small people manage to do the biggest thing in the world, which is save humanity. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Is it a little rocket or like a normal advertised.
Oh, no. It's like the big Starship rocket that Elon Musk is building because they can fit twice as many small people in it. So they do that. And the leader.
So all the dwarves?
All the
Just kidding.
dwarves, small people. Yeah. There will be, and I promise in my story, there will be absolutely no midget tossing.
No midget toss.
But do
I'm
the
flashing back to Borderlands.
midgets toss the people?
Well, is there punting though? If there's punting, that's okay. Can we do punting instead?
Oh my
No one
God.
tosses a dwarf!
Yeah, because I'm okay with that. Throwing, that maybe not so much. But
There may
punting,
be some soft midget porn, but
Mhm. Is there the dwarf toss of the
Yeah.
Olympics or something? Whoa, no one tosses a dwarf!
to me, if I was a midget, and I think it'd be fun, because to get tossed, it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, just lots of trampolines on Mars or something.
All right, guys.
With the lighter.
5:50. I'm gonna have to cut out because I have
Alrighty.
my daily stream in like
Aw.
10 minutes.
Alrighty. Well, you have fun with that, Fallon. Thanks for coming aboard. This was
Yeah.
a fun chat with you.
Oh,
Thanks for
yeah, and
joining
y'all
us.
can. Oh, I enjoyed it, and y'all can hit me up anytime for streams. I don't mind it. Just give me fair warning because my whole time is anytime before 6 and after 10.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
My times.
she just gave us permission to hit her. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Don't let the SJWs hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They take things.
So
very
y'all have a
seriously.
good night.
All
You
right.
too. Bye,
All
Fallon.
right,
later,
you too.
Fallon.
See ya.
Boom. All
And
right.
then there were 3.
Indeed. Oh yeah, Flip. Did you mention our new Patreons? New
Oh,
patrons?
I hadn't. No. Please feel free, or I can either way.
Say if you want to, I'll post the link in the chat.
Yeah, that's cool. So basically, everybody, Rookie and I, we discovered an issue, and that issue is that more and more people want to be posted, and we want to be able to post everybody. I got a new job, so that makes it very difficult for me to do that. And of course, the other 2 posters are at Jet Penny and also Fallon. And because they also have jobs or, lives otherwise, we're all kind of rotating and it's very difficult to make this happen. So we figured, you know what, if we could just get people to donate money, we could literally give Fallon, some money to do this. And she would be able to pick up the slack where we can't. And also, we'd be able to ultimately go to 24/7, 365 posting, no matter where you are in the world, your time zone's covered, and so much more. I've put a lot of information in the Twitter, and I want you guys to please read it and understand that this is not a, hey, we can't wait to get rich situation. The whole team, which is Rookie and myself, Penny Jet, Fallon, also the Place to Be reviews, Fanzine, and shoot me, I can't remember who else. But the whole team Daniela, of course.
Yeah, that's it.
But we're all doing this as a team. There's no CEO at the top. There's nothing like that. There's just Rookie and I that manage what happens. It's very much a collective, to be honest. And we just would really appreciate your help because we can really turn this into something more we want to go multi-platform. We want to do a lot. So please check out the link there and go. And if you do $3 a month, $6 or $12, you'll still benefit. Now, if you can't afford one at all, you don't really want to pay, you feel like that's, not something you want to do, that's okay too, because we'll guarantee for no cost whatsoever to continue to post you once a day, no matter what. It can be a stream, it can be a video, it could just be whatever, and we'll still post it at least once a day and tag you. But in addition to that, we think that we can give you more enjoyment and more of a product this way as well. We have t-shirts coming. We also have some awesome gloss stickers that are 3 inches by 3 inches of our logo, and just so much more, guys. So yeah, please donate and help us help you.
Indeed. Well
Awesome.
said, my friend. When we're on a good start so far, we got 2 new patrons right away. We got the Atlantean and New Comic Book Normie. So welcome aboard, guys. We'll be getting the stuff figured out for you guys ASAP, basically. And yeah, we'll set y'all up. I'll put your links in the description after the stream's over and everything. That's part of the deal on those. I was surprised we got some so quick. So
Yeah.
oh, shoot. Okay. Awesome. But there is another video for the Real Rob Boss that we can take a look at if you would like. Now, is there anything you want to say before I show the video?
Sure. Yeah. So this is pretty much for anybody who's seen the first 4 episodes. This isn't going to be new to you, but this is pretty much a recap of what happened at the end of episode 4, which was the last episode to air and was kind of our kind of mid-season cliffhanger break kind of thing. So it actually aired back in like September of 2019. So we have some really loyal viewers, and we're so thankful to them. Fanzines in the chat right now. He's one of them. So they've seen it, and they've been waiting a while for this continuation on Friday. So this is just kind of reminding people, or for new people coming to the channel, hey, this is what you missed. Here's the cliffhanger from the mid-season break, and we're about to finish up the story on Friday. So that's what's going on here. And they've been waiting a while for this continuation.
All right, sweet. I shall play it.
Last time on The Real Rob Boss.
Is that what I think it is? Why are you wearing that?
I'll just go ahead and leave this here with you tonight. Maybe it'll motivate you to be a little nicer. Or else.
Rob, you can't! What would the woodland creature say? All right, Robbie boy. Let's see what happens should you try to banish me again.
Oh no!
Great stuff!
It's a great Scott.
What will happen?
I don't know.
Great Scott.
I mean, I'm going to have to wait like everybody else and see what Rob's got in store for us Friday, you know?
He's got the cursed medallion. Is he going to possess Rob?
Well, there is a little Easter egg, kind of a clue. If I'll point people out to it now, but the thumbnail for that promo there gives a little bit of a clue as to what might be happening in the next few episodes. But that's all I'm going to say. But speculate all you want. I think it's a little obvious, maybe.
I think I guessed it. Little mind control.
Yeah, if you want to look over there, that might give you some ideas, possibly where it might be heading. Possibly, yeah.
Now, if you can have the devil like be on your finger, on your thumb, or something. You know,
well,
like control fist. I don't know.
I swear he is channeling us in some ways, though. Honestly, because I'll say this much: the demon is in the canvas, like that's where he's stuck for now. Dun dun dun. So there, yeah, we have some plans to maybe he may not have to be in the camp. We'll see. We'll see.
Or if he gets trapped in the closet, you know, something.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our little cliffhanger to be continued, whatever. And we're gonna see what that rascally old demon is up. He's squirrely, I guess, is what Rob would say. He's squirrely.
That's cool. And then Flip, that makeup is freaking, pretty impressive on there.
Thank you.
With the monster.
It took us some time to figure out what the look of Demon would be, and it came out pretty good in my opinion. It's about a 2-hour makeup setup because of the horns. Really, you have to put the glue. Well, actually, you have to clean your forehead, soap and water, then dry it, and then put this spray on, and then put a glue on, and then you wait on that to dry. So that's like the first hour, really. So.
Yeah, you should hire, if there's some people that need some jobs, you should hire a few ladies to help put that on or something. Yeah.
I will give them my address. No problem.
Mm-hmm. And crew will go, I can't pay you in money, but I can get you a few seconds of spotlight on my YouTube channel.
Let you hang out with the demon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No, I really don't envy putting on all that makeup. I mean, it really is just... it's a lot, and I really do appreciate all the work that goes into. So he mentioned earlier, I do a lot of work with the editing, and I'm not going to dispute that, but it has to be said, there's a lot of work going into not just putting on the makeup for 2.5 hours each time, but then he's got a whole green screen apparatus. He's got to stick his head through as Demon so we can put him on the canvas. And I mean, there's a mechanical element to this as well. And so it's not the most comfortable filming sessions, I would imagine. So, kudos to Flip for that.
So 2 hours to do his. How long does it take to get into the Rob Boss outfit?
It's not too bad. It's not
5
too
minutes.
bad at all. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. I will say, though, the worst thing I have to deal with probably as far as costume is, man, especially when I was doing the musical, because there's dancing as well. So, we got some. It was the wig must have been like, I might as well have just dropped it in a swimming pool. I mean, it was just like
sweaty,
horrifying. Yeah, just jumping around while I'm dancing and stuff. Like, I'm too old to be doing
in the
this.
mouth. No.
Just way too old to be jumping around like that. So it kind of killed my back and all that, but I'd do it again in a heartbeat. It was so much fun.
Do you have to maintain the wig at all? Do you have to like keep it like fluffy or? I don't know.
No, it stays in a prop box when it's not being used.
I'm trying to imagine you like just putting it on like a little mannequin's head or something.
Well, it gets kind of like pushed down into a prop box, but not where it's got any pressure on it. And it does. I will say it has to be teased. So every time I wear it, I'm teasing that thing out to about twice as large as it is from the box. So yeah, the larger the fro, the better, I think.
Okay, you should get one twice the size for like season.
I'd
2.
love to. That was the biggest one I could find.
Have it be like he's starting to have a hunch because of the weight under his head or something.
Because the fro's so heavy, I love it.
And but then by the end of the season, he's like strong. He gets some muscle stuff to be stronger. Be like, yeah, having the extra weight on my body all the time has made me strong as hell, or something with it, and all the pain or something. He's like buff boss now. Buff Rob Boss.
Buff boss. You can't just work out your mind. You got to work out your body too.
You can't. You're getting tired painting all day on the canvas, you pussy. Get on my level or something.
I could see Demon saying that to Rob, actually. Where it's like, oh, my arm sure is hurting from all this painting workout. Yeah, exactly.
Stop being a pussy, Rob.
You want to make it in this league? I'm imagining like 10-year-old kids like lined up in the class, like trying to do painting. We're painting now. We're tired, Mr. Boss. Shut up. If you want to make it in this business, you've got to work through the pain. The kids are sweating. It's just too much. You want to have arms like these. You got to push through it.
Sweat is leaving the body.
Freaking Full Metal Jacket on the kids with painting training. Like, use that swatches, restart, start over. What is that shit?
Brutal, man.
I can see that being, goddamn, see, that's why I can't ever do it.
Brutal boss.
You make it too complicated. It's like,
what I like about the dynamic is, Demon can be that nasty, but then Rob's comeback would be something along the, well, what's wrong with acting like a cute little kitty cat or whatever? It'd be totally innocent. It would go over his head. He would have no idea why.
Do pussies get laid?
Right, exactly. Yeah, for Rob, it would just go right over his head because he's too innocent, especially when Demon's not in him. Demon's not, he's outside in the canvas now. So that's part of the fun, though, is you can play off of that. And Demon can be nasty, right? Anyway.
Yep. But all right.
I love it, Rick. I love it.
Yep. No problem. So we got about a good 10 more minutes left. Is there any last things that you want to talk about with your project or your channel or anything going on with you in the future? Any of that?
Oh, talking to me? I didn't know if you were talking to me or Flip.
Yeah, to you, of course, our guest. I talk to Flip all the time. we know everything. We know everything about each other.
Well, as far as the Ball Guys thing, I kind of already addressed that. We're working on Rob right now. That's my focus. But we are working on scripted content for those two Ball Guys. So I don't know when On the Couch is coming back. We haven't abandoned that show. It is going to come back at some point, but we're working on kind of a mini-sode, I guess you could call a mini episode sitcom starring Des and I as fictional versions of ourselves. So kind of like a Seinfeld. It's not humor like Seinfeld, but kind of how Seinfeld played kind of himself, but not really in his kind of like that. So we actually have had a couple meetings. So that's like in pre-production, if you want to call it that now. No, really the focus is on Rob. So this Friday, of course, is our first new episode. And every Friday for the next 4 Fridays, we're doing premiere at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern, every Friday for the next 4 Fridays, starting in 2 days from now. So really hope people check that out. lots and lots of hard work. The finale is 15 minutes long, so it's almost double the average of a normal episode because we've got all kinds of goodies and, like I said, special effects and all kinds of stuff that happen in that finale. So we're excited, and we're excited to share it with everybody. So there we go.
Sweet, looking forward to that. Yeah, if you ever if you keep on wanting to continue your Rob Boss stuff, you should do one someday where it's like Dez is Black Rob Boss.
Oh my gosh, what is this, Flip? What is this?
It's weird you say that.
That's been discussed already. That's already in the works, my friend.
He's opposite of Rob Boss something. Hey, yo, man, it's like a beautiful canvas when he's done.
This is what the fourth or fifth time he's gotten at least close to an idea we've talked about already. That's crazy.
Yeah, so when I said earlier that he should be involved in the creative process, I mean, you're coming up with all the ideas we totally want to do or did.
Yep. So yeah, we hope people check it out. Oh, and most importantly, I can't forget to say this. Rob has his own channel now. So the reason we relaunched, quote unquote, 2 weeks ago, and we kind of remixed and kind of fixed up the first 4 episodes from last year is because last year those episodes aired on Those Two Bald Guys, and that's how we were putting it out there. But the Great Stuff Productions thing is basically Dez and me and Flip working on Rob. So we wanted to give Rob his own channel. So in a lot of ways, we're starting over from scratch. We have, like I said, a very loyal small following that has already followed us over to Rob's channel. But
those were the links that I was sharing in the chat.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, we're starting over in a lot of ways because it's been 6 months or so, and also he's on a new channel. So we really hope people will go over to Rob's channel. If you want to see the Rob show, we want you on the Rob channel. So hopefully you go check the show out there.
Yep, that sounds good. Oh my god, I got another idea. It's getting ideas in my head with all that stuff. It's like you could do like a freaking you're doing it on the couch, like you and Dez are finally back, and then it's like, oh, I dropped something down the thing, and then whoa, you both get sucked down, how I can't, like Bill and Ted or something, or like the Santa Claus down the chimney, you get whoa, and you go down to the couch universe, and you run into like Mr. Crumb, and it's it's a Cheeto Crumb or something, and it's like and then you run into Penny,
Oh yeah, of course,
under the couch or something, and yeah, you get this whole under the couch cushions universe. I don't know,
under the couch,
yeah.
And I don't know, it's like an accident, whoa, and then
like one talk is down there.
I was thinking of Space Jam, like when Michael Jordan gets sucked into the Looney Tunes world or something.
Yeah, or like Bill and Ted when the phone box is flying through time.
Yes,
on the couch.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not opposed to Rob meeting people in the real world, even myself, and and Dez. That would be fun. That could be a fun thing.
Mm-hmm. That'd just be a bizarre idea, even if it was just you two playing as the characters. Like you'd have split screen stuff or green screen things. I have no idea, but like just you get Mr. Crumb, you get Penny, you get a few different things that'd be lost under a cushion. Like Mr. Remote. I don't know, the old VCR remote. Or something.
Yeah, have a few of Flip's characters guest spot on one of the episodes or something. That could be fun.
I'll do it.
It could be fun.
No, it'd be something. That'd be something. But without further ado, so we're just about to wrap it up now. Thank you for coming on, man. It's always fun talking to you, Jay. I love seeing your progress with this, like seeing the originality of the work of your parody. Because it's like, you're only taking the fact that Bob Ross painter and then you're just doing this whole world with it. I love it. Love that. And Flip, doing the makeup, man. I just put on different shirts and change up my accent for my characters. I don't think I could do a whole that'd be tough. So good on you for that.
Even my daughter comes in and is like, Jesus, Dad, this is a lot of makeup.
She's like, you embarrass me, Dad. Stay in here forever. Never leave so you don't embarrass me.
I think she was joking, I hope.
Yeah, we'll see. But, any last words, guys?
No, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for having us on. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for having me on, too.
Yep. Always welcome to have you, Flip. You're never on here all the time. You just I don't know.
I'm hardly ever on here. Always.
You're the most common guest.
Yeah. I'm even the guest when I'm not the guest.
Exactly. It's some scruples quiz questions.
Big word.
But all right, but yeah. So thank you everybody in the chat for hanging out. We're gonna do another stream in just a little bit here with John Talks, and but before you leave here, if you guys are watching on the replay, especially go check out Those Two Bald Guys channel and The Real Rob Boss. And yeah, that is about it. I don't have an outro, so I'm just going to.
Hard.
Yeah. So later. I wish I didn't have two